Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Couple of days away, man. The biggest fight in boxing in 2020. Just a couple of days away. Man, I can't wait. That's all I can say right now. I can't wait. Everybody's on pins and needles. As the fight gets closer, people are going to start getting a lot more nervous when it comes to this particular fight. And the atmosphere that we have right now when it pertains to this is what boxing is all about. You know what I mean? And this is going to be one of the few fights that you can, have this, this level of feeling that's coming up right now. You know what I mean? The only thing I think that could possibly top this is if they did something like Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. I don't think that's even going to be on this level, because even with that fight, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to think that Errol Spence, they're not going to know what's going on with Errol Spence, but they might think Errol Spence is going to run through Manny. People might, I don't know. Then maybe that fight. But besides that fight, nothing in the horizon that's been set up is going to be on this level. And I'm glad that they were able to get this done. I was at, even though people had to have other fights in between, I'm happy about that because I think Deontay Wilder is better. I think it was a blessing for him for this to have happened. And it's put him into a space where, he's probably going to make a substantially more money now than he would have back then, especially with ESPN buying into this fight, them putting up a lot of money along with Fox for this fight. It works out for both sides, One thing I don't like is people backpedaling or people trying to give themselves, people seem to be trying to give themselves outs. You've been saying one thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, but now you're trying to set up emergency exit doors that you can jump out in. In between, during the fight, like, see, I told you this. I told you this might happen or this might be going on. They want those outs. All I've been hearing from, certain people is Tyson Fury won that last fight, and he won that last fight easy. That's what we've been hearing about. All I've been hearing is that when it comes to this fight, Tyson Fury is going to be even in better shape. He wasn't in the best shape of his life in this last particular fight, and he's going to destroy Deontay Wilder. He's going to beat Deontay Wilder with ease. Some people even saying that, hey, people are underestimating this man's knockout power, and he's going to knock out Deontay Wilder, just like he said. He's going to knock him out. People are underestimating the power that he has. That's what I've been hearing from everybody. But then lately now, people are starting to step back. Keep walking forward with your opinions. Don't start stepping back now. With Eddie Hearn coming out saying that, now he's picking Deontay Wilder by knockout because he heard certain things in the camp about things that were happening in the camp. So because of that, all of a sudden now, but then they could be all rubbish. They could be all rubbish. So what? If Tyson Fury wins, they're rubbish. But if Tyson Fury loses, then it wasn't rubbish. Back door. Side exit. Setting it up. People, he had an ankle injury, or heard about how he had an ankle injury, or about the fact that, because his face is all split up from his last fight, no one's allowed to hit him in the face for the whole fight. So they're trying to use that. So what? If he gets hit and his face splits open, what? That's the issue now? He won his last fight like that, right? He won his last fight easy like that, right? We just saw what Diaz did, right? Against Farmer with a split open eye, right? Trying to set up the excuses. Deontay Wilder has fought on multiple fights, whether with injury or with being sick. When he fought Tyson Fury, he was sick that fight. Not only he was sick, he was sick on that particular fight that night. And on top of that, he had a hand injury. So because he had a hand injury, he didn't punch with that hand the whole time during training camp because he didn't want to break it again. I think he had a fracture or something like that. It was healing. He didn't want to break it again. He didn't want to hurt it. So he didn't use one hand the whole entire training camp, because he said if he was going to break it, it was going to be during the fight. So he got hit with a double whammy, but no one cared about that. When he fought against Ortiz the first time, he was sick. You know, weighed in light as hell. You know, after the fight, you could see him sniffling, you could see him coughing. During the fight, you could saw that he got tired, like early in the rounds, when you sat there and just shook your head like, why the F is he tired? Because we've never seen him tired like that before. Not that early in the fight. But he was. You could tell that, you know, stamina was an issue for him in that particular fight. No one cared about that. No one cared about that. When he had fought Washington, he was coming off an injury. You know, a major injury, major surgery, all that stuff with his hands. You know, no one cared about that. No one said, oh yeah, maybe things looked like that before because he didn't necessarily want to throw the hand like that. You know, and that's why the beginning of the fight looked like that. No one cared about that. You know, no one cared about when he was coming into fights with, you know, third-degree burns. You know what I'm saying? And everything on his arms, broken arms. No one cared that. He's fought multiple fights with broken arms. When he fought Chris Arreola, he had to sit there and just jab him to death and stop him like that because his other hand, his right hand was messed up so bad. He couldn't use it. He really couldn't use it. So he had to just jab him up. And he did that. He jabbed him up and he won the fight. But no one cared about any of those things. No one used any of those as excuses or praised him for being able to, because you can either give excuses for someone, you know, being in that situation, or you can praise him if he comes out with a victory in that situation. You can praise him for, you know, fighting through those obstacles and still being victorious. No one ever cares about the fact that Deontay Wilder's given up 40, 50 plus pounds in his fights. You know, he's going to give up not only height, not only reach, he's going to give up 50 plus pounds on fight night. 50, not 15, 50 on fight night. No one cares about that. You know what I'm saying? No one cares about that. So, no excuses. If Wilder wins, he gets all the praise in the world for coming out victorious in this particular match, and for taking on, once again, one of his hardest styles. Ortiz is a hard style for him. It's a hard fighter for him. It's, I guess you could say, a kryptonite level fight for him. Tyson Fury is a kryptonite level fight for him. Those two fighters. Everybody else, reality is he probably, as long as he's the same and he trains and he's healthy, he washes everybody else, including Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's a 2 to 3 round fight. Tops. He gets hit with too many right hands by lesser people. So, no. That's a 2 to 3 round fight. But that to the side, these are literally the two toughest matches he could set up. Yet he did it twice with Ortiz, and he's doing it twice with Tyson Fury. You know? And Andre Ward still needs to apologize to that man in person. Man up, be a man. Put some respect in yourself and your name. And apologize to that man for the disrespect you put upon him like that. But no excuses. No excuses for Wilder. There's no excuses for Fury. You know, and the winner of this fight is 100% the king of the division. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.